How are you? Greg here. So, I thought I'd change things up a little bit and uh, do a video that's just a little bit different than normal. Um, because I'm doing these videos really to leave something behind for my posterity, I thought maybe I would sit down and do a get to know you. Except I'm alone, and so instead of asking anybody else the questions, I will ask myself the questions. So I just did a Google search of some get to know you questions, and I've got these that came up, and I'm just following them in order. There's 100, and maybe I'll do 10 or something, but um, um, yeah. So we'll give that a shot. So who is question number one? Who is your hero? That's a great question, and I uh, I'll default and say my parents because they truly are heroes. What they did in raising um, 7 children was nothing short of heroic, and as good a people as you'll meet anywhere. They are heroes to me. My wife is heroic. I know it says who's your hero, but it's like sorry, I just can't give one. My children have been heroic in different situations, and so I really am surrounded by wonderful examples and role models to me, heroes. Question number two. If you could live anywhere, where would it be? Okay. I think this is kind of easy, but I think that I would probably live in Spain. Since I've been working on trying to learn Spanish, um, I thought Spain would be a good destination. It would be a compromise because I could probably get my wife to live in that particular Spanish speaking country, probably more so than others because it's Europe, right? And but yeah, I think Spain. Number three, what is your biggest fear? Hmm. Oh, falling short and not measuring up. That's a fear that I have, and because well, you don't need my background, do you? But you're getting to know me. I've had a lot of successes in life, but I've also had failures, and some have been big failures, and so my biggest fear is that I'll make a mistake, um, and I won't be good enough, and so yeah, okay. Number four, what is your favorite family vacation? Oh, let's see. Favorite family vacation that I've been on. Um, probably up to the family cabin. My brother owned a cabin, and we he used to make that available for family members, and it was in a beautiful area, and up in the mountains, and so we would go up for a week, and that was probably my favorite family vacation that I've been on. But I have a big imagination, and I also would say I don't know if I haven't been on my favorite one yet because there are some out there, and we're going to have fun. Number five, what would you change about yourself if you could? Hmm. Boy, this this is kind of simple. Um, you know, I'd like my hair back. But I'll tell you. I've yeah. I've had a receding hairline for quite some time, and I'm kind of used to looking at it. But I would love to I would love to be young again, physically, because I really miss being able to just run up and down a basketball court. I do miss that, and I'd like to get in and mix it up athletically. So yeah, that's probably what I'd change about myself. I'd just snap my fingers and have my body in its prime. Number 6, what really makes you angry? That's a good question. I'm not sure that I get really angry. For me, I have little things that perturb me, like slow drivers in the passing lane on the freeway. It's like a big deal, right? So there are little things. If I'm tired and I'm stressed, I can be impatient. But as far as angry, I don't know that that applies to me. Number 7, what motivates you to work hard? Well, that's another good question. I would say that simply because of the way that I was raised, I'm very grateful because my parents instilled in me a work ethic. And so I'm not afraid to work. I'll work long, I'll work hard, and I'll do whatever I need to do. But what motivates me to work hard? Probably I just want people to be proud of me. I want to be one that can be counted on. So yeah, that's a good question. Question number 8. What is your favorite thing about your career? Well, so I've had 2 careers. My first career was a teacher. And I would say, right off the top of my mind, the 2 things my 2 favorite things were relationships that I had with fellow teachers, and the relationships that I had made with the students. For me, it's all about that personal connection. And secondly, I absolutely love the subject matter. Um, I taught religious education, and so we studied things like Bible history and and um, and the teachings of prophets and the teachings of the Savior, and these are all things that are designed to improve the person. And so those 2 things I absolutely loved. My second career, I am a security specialist. And 2 things that I really enjoy about this position is that it's very different than teaching. I don't have to stay on top of students, and manage them. I simply am a present, and so I'm able to wander all over the campus that I work on, and still for me, relationships are paramount. I love to connect with people, and then secondly, I get to get up and move around, and that's actually really nice to be able to stretch my legs, and so I keep my little step counter moving, and I have my target number of steps that I like to get in every day, and anyway, it's very relaxing, much more so than teaching was, and so. I've been very lucky to have 2 careers that I've really enjoyed. Question number 9. What is your biggest complaint about your job? Hmm. Oh, golly. Um, I, I I want to be trusted. I don't want to be micromanaged. And hire me, let me do my job, and I'll do it. And I don't need to be babysat. And anyway, yeah. So maybe that. Number 10, what is your proudest accomplishment. Wow. Boy, uh, probably that it's centered around my family. Probably number one is that I have a 36-year marriage, shortly 36, few weeks off. But uh, I give full credit to my wife. I heard somebody joke one time and say the reason when they were asked what is the secret, to being married so long, and the answer was, well, neither my wife or I wanted to get divorced at the same time. Anyway, but so I credit my wife. She's a wonderful, patient person, and and I'm also so proud of the fact that we have three beautiful children, and we have beautiful, wonderful little grandsons. Family, that is everything. Let's see, number 11. What is your child's proudest accomplishment? Oh, heavens. Um, Probably that they're all married and and uh, and doing life and 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 living and pushing through difficulties and challenges. I just can't even begin to say how proud of my children I am. And not perfect. They're not perfect. They have their, like we all do, we all have our issues. But overall, that pride just, just completely overwhelms my, yeah, I'm so proud of my kids. Um, that probably wasn't even the question. What is your child's proudest accomplishment? Oh, I would say that with my youngest daughter, she was a two-time vocal champion in the belt contest. That girl has got an absolute cannon for a voice. My middle daughter, um, who is just an incredible person. Let's see, her greatest accomplishment. Um, well, uh, she is such a good worker, and I think she takes pride in being highly dependable and a great worker. And my son, my oldest, his greatest accomplishment is probably his four beautiful boys, and and the three that he now has through a second marriage. I know that he is proud of that accomplishment. Number 12. What is your favorite book to read? Boy, it's probably whatever book I currently have in my hand. I'm not a huge book reader, cover to cover. I'm an article reader, and so I read often and I read quite a bit. But this question says, what is my favorite book to read? So I would probably have to say the scriptures. Uh, I uh, I've one of my favorite authors is Louis L'Amour. I've read just about everything that he's ever written, and so I've really enjoyed that. Let's see, what else? Question number 13. What makes you laugh the most? Um, well, I have to say my kids and my dog. I laugh They are just fun. They're fun. I love to hang around them, and it's just fun to laugh. Let's see, question 14. What was the last movie you went to, and what did you think? Wow. Um, what was the last movie that I went to? I don't go to a lot of movies out to the theater. You know, it probably was Avengers. Um, I can't even remember the title of it. It's kind of it's the finale in the series, and I thought too many people died. You know, you get attached to these characters and then they get killed off, and you're like, wah. And I know that makes room, for others, but I don't like people to die. All right. Question number 15. What did you want to be when you were small? Um, wow. Uh, it's a good question, and I'm not sure. I know that when I got a little bit older, like when I was a teenager, like when I was young, like earlier than 10, I don't even know that I thought about that. But when I was a teenager, I wanted to be an NBA basketball player. That was just, oh my gosh, I love basketball. And I thought if I could make a living playing a game that I love, that would be cool. Okay, let's see. Question 16. What does your child want to be when she grows up? Well, they're already grown up, so they are what they are. Question 17. If you could choose to do anything for a day, what would it be? Wow. If I could choose to be anything for a day, I don't know. I kind of like me. I like my life. I don't know that I imagine being somebody else. If I could do anything for a day, uh, gosh, uh, I mean, if I could just wave a magic wand, and I would probably be able to carry on a conversation, an intelligent conversation in depth in Spanish. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I can say little things, but I get lost pretty quick. But yeah, I like that. All right. Question number 18. What's your favorite game or sport to play or to watch? Well, all right. So I love watching. Um, oh, give me the sport. Some of my favorites. I love college basketball. I love college football. Um, and there've been. I said to my wife, it was like first part of September a few years ago. I just said to her, I said, well, I'll see you after Christmas, and she's like, what? And um, and and she was confused by what I meant by that, and I just said, well, it's opening day of college football, so I'll see you after the season's over. Um, but yeah, I would record 3, 4, 5 games, and then I could watch them with my little remote. I could skip forward 30 seconds, so I could watch a game in about 45 minutes, and so I love watching college football. I also love watching La Liga soccer, uh, which in Europe is also called football. But I love Real Madrid, and I enjoy watching Barcelona as well. But I'm a Real fan. All right, let's see what else. And I've gotten to the point where I really enjoy rugby sevens, and it's not 30 men on a field, 15 men per side. This is 7 players per side, and it's a fast game, and it's a pretty exciting game. But I like rugby sevens. Um, Question number 19. Would you rather ride a bike, ride a horse, or drive a car? If there were no hills, I could get by on a bike, but drive a car. Drive a car. Yep. Number 20. What would you sing at karaoke night? Gosh, what would I sing? Hmm. Um, I have no idea. I like so many different kinds of music. But let's see. Hmm. Country. Yeah, some country. uh, yeah, country music. Okay, 21. What two radio stations do you listen to in the car the most? Okay, that's a piece of cake. So I listen to conservative talk radio. It just makes sense, practical sense. Um, I like that. Conservative talk radio, and I also listen to BYU Sports Radio, and those are my two options. I also have KSL, another generally news talk radio station, and I have a couple of Spanish stations on my preset. So those are the ones I listen to when I'm driving. Okay, question number 22. What would you rather do? Wash dishes, mow the lawn, clean the bathroom, or vacuum the house? Huh. Um, I would rather, I'd rather wash dishes, clean the bathroom, or vacuum the house. Mowing the lawn, oh, I mean, I do it, but I'd rather do the other three first. Um, Question number 22. If you could hire somebody to help you, would it be with, I think it's those same three questions, mowing the lawn, cleaning the bathroom, vacuuming the house, or washing the dishes? Hey, I would hire somebody to do my yard work, even though I still do my own yard work. Um, yeah. Okay. Question 24. If you could only eat one meal for the rest of your life, what would it be? Mexican food. Yum, yum, yum. That or pancakes. No, I think pancakes too many sweets. I do like hotcakes, but yeah, Mexican food. Okay, question number 25. Who is your favorite author? Well, Louis L'Amour. I mentioned him already. Let's see. John Grisham. He was a lot of fun to read. And um Neil A. Maxwell just had a way of saying things. I really liked reading his works. C.S. Lewis is another. Anyway, it says, who is your favorite? Well, there's four. Um, Question number 26. Have you ever had a nickname, and what is it? A nickname. Uh, well, probably, oh golly, I'm trying to remember. It was so darn cute. It's what my little grandsons used to call me. I have a friend who his little grandchildren couldn't say grandpa, and so they called him Bumpa, and it just got shortened to Bumps. And so his kids, his grandkids, everybody just calls him Bumps. And when I read that question, it's flooded into my mind. Now I can't remember the funny little word that my little grandsons used to refer to me as. I'll get back to you on that one. It will come to me. I'm can't believe I'm forgetting that. Let's see. Do you like and this is question number 27. Do you like or dislike surprises? Well, right. So it depends on what it is. Like if it's a good surprise, then I like good surprises. Um, but if it's a bad surprise, I don't like to be surprised that way. Of course, who does, right? Question 28. In the evening, would you rather play a game, visit a relative, watch a movie, or read? Hmm. Well, I do like quiet time, but I'll tell you, I would visit a relative, and the relatives I'd visit are my mom and dad. Um, I miss them. They both passed away just a few months back, and I miss my parents a lot. And so that's a relative that I wish I could visit. Yeah. Question number 29. Would you rather vacation in Hawaii, Alaska, and why? Uh, well, actually both. And I'll just tell you why on both. Hawaii, I've been there before, and nothing beats Hawaii. It's incredible, from the perfect temperatures to splashing around in this beautiful water, feeling the gentle breezes of the island, and just the relaxed setting. Hawaii, you can't miss with Hawaii. Alaska, I haven't been there yet, but the adventure part of me wants to experience Alaska and take in some of its rugged beauty, and uh, so yeah. But I guess if I had to choose between the two, I'd probably say Hawaii because it's more of a vacation. Question 30. Would you rather win the lottery or work at the perfect job, and why? You know, I, of course, you're going to say, oh, yeah, I'd like to win the lottery. Um, and I hesitate on that one simply because of this reason. I think that there is such a value in work, um, that I don't know. There's a safeguard and a precaution in having to be responsible for something, in having a reason to get up and to get yourself ready and to move forward in the day. I worry that if money just fell into my lap, or I didn't have to do anything, it might be the biggest curse in my life. Um, sure, if I had money, there are a lot of cool things I'd like to do, and particularly to bless the people that I love. But I would probably say work at the perfect job, and I've been lucky because I've had two of those, and so for me right now, I'm in the perfect job. Um, in my teaching career at the time, it was the perfect job, and so I would say I would rather work, and that's why. Question 31. Who would you want to be stranded with on a desert island? Oh, hmm. Oh man, that's a trap question right there. I'll have to choose the politically correct one here. Uh, I would be stranded with my wife. How's that? Question 32. If money was no object, sorry, I'm still laughing at that last question. I'm like, that's a trick question, man. You get in trouble quick on that one. All right, try this again. Question 32. If money was no object, what would you do all day? If money were no object, what would I do? I'd probably still work. um, I would travel, and want to I I would buy better equipment, I suppose, and I would love to film and document and create something of value and something of meaning. That's probably if I didn't have to work. If you could go back in time, what year would you want to go back to? Wow. If I could go back in time. Hmm. Well, all right. I think that I would probably want to go back to around 33 AD, uh, 34 AD, when the Savior visited the Nephites, and that incredible chapter records what happened, that in, that beautiful um, moment that was so powerful that for almost 200 years it created a society of just incredible righteousness. Those that were there and wrote about it say that they didn't even have words to describe what they felt the day the Savior came. So for me, probably then, 34 AD. Question 34. How would your friends describe you? Um, well, I hope they would describe me as loyal, as somebody that would take time for them, that would drop anything I had going on to help them out. Hopefully, they would describe me as somebody that loved to laugh, um, somebody that loved to have a good time, an appropriate good time, but and somebody that was honorable and trustworthy. Um, Question number 35. What are your hobbies? Well, okay. Um, so I have four hobbies these days, and one is painting with acrylic paints. I've painted a few pictures. I need to get busy and paint more. I've gotten kind of busy, but I but I really enjoy that. Number two, I purchased a few years ago. I purchased a beautiful little ukulele, and I'm self-taught, and and that's the beauty of YouTube. You can just learn to do just about anything, and so that's one thing that I picked up. Number three, uh, I've I have I have begun. I'm probably about 18 months into a fairly serious study of Spanish, and I think it is such a beautiful language. I love to hear it when it's spoken slowly or sung. It just does something to me, and I've always been so jealous of people that have been able to speak a second language. So I thought, you know what, I'm I'm going to learn one. And Spanish is so practical. There are so many people that speak it, that live in these parts, that it's one that I can use and practice with. And my fourth hobby is making videos, just like this one. And yeah, so those are hobbies that I have going on these days. Question number 36. What is the best gift you have ever been given? The gift of forgiveness. Without even a hesitation, the gift of forgiveness. A close second is the gift of love. And best gifts. Sounds like something heaven gives, right? Question number 37. What is the worst gift you have received? The worst gift? I don't know. Those don't even stand out in my mind. The worst gift. I actually thought of one, but I'm not saying. I'm not saying. Okay. Let's see. And it was actually a pretty cool gift. Just not real practical. But let's see. Question 38. Aside from necessities, what one thing could you not go a day without? Man, something I couldn't go a day without other than necessities. I don't know that there's anything that I couldn't go a day without, really. You know, suck it up. You can get through 24 hours of just about anything. That's my answer. Question 39. List 2 pet peeves. Slow drivers drives me nuts. And let's see. And red lights. Oh my gosh. Hurry up and wait. Hurry up and wait. Just accelerate, then stop. Yeah, I guess 2 pet peeves. Let's see. Question 40. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Well, I see myself as a 65-year-old man. But wow, in 5 years, well, I probably see myself in a different house. I see myself under 200 pounds, which is like always my goal. I see myself fluent in Spanish. I see myself traveling more, and yeah, those are some places I see myself in 5 years. Okay, question 41. How many pairs of shoes do you own? So right now, I own probably more than I've ever owned, but I have 1 pair of Sunday dress shoes. I have a pair of hiking boots. I have 2 pair of work tennis shoes. I'm not counting, because that's 4 or 5. I have a pair of flip-flops. I have a pair of walking shoes. And I have a pair of shoes that are just old tennis shoes that I use to mow the lawn in. So I probably have 8 pairs of shoes. Question number 42. If you were a superhero, what powers would you have? Ooh, if I were a superhero, would it be powers to help other people? Because I've got a bunch of those. But if it's just a vain superhero power, I'm not sure what the question's asking, but probably I would love to fly, even though I don't like heights all that much. That would be a pretty cool power I like flying my drone, and I just think, gosh, what if I could just fly and it were safe? Question number 43. What would you do if you won the lottery? Okay, that's kind of a similar question as the one earlier one, but well, I'd pay off my house, and it depends on how much the lottery was. If it was just like millions and millions and millions of dollars, I'd pay all my siblings' homes off. I would buy a home for my own children. Um, I would, um, I just haven't really thought of that. Pay my tithing. Um, I would, I would definitely want to help people. Uh, I definitely want to help people. Um, okay. 44. What form of public transportation do you prefer? Air, boat, train, bus, car? Hmm. Well, I've had a little experience with each, but I'd probably say a boat. Boat would be because I'm thinking of cruise. So that was a lot of fun doing that. Question 45. What's your favorite zoo animal? Gosh, animals are great. Animals are great. Animals are great. My wife will get that. Um, hmm. Gosh, I don't know. Lions and tigers and bears. Uh, I did have an experience with a giraffe one time. I went to the zoo and I was little. My parents were sitting on a bench and there were giraffes. And I went up to these bars to the fence and I put my head through like this and it fit because I was a little kid. But then when a giraffe started walking towards me, I I tried to pull my head back and my ears got stuck and and the giraffe came closer and I was screaming and my parents were laughing. It was horrible. So not giraffes. Anyway, no, monkeys are kind of cool. And animals are just cool in general. So many different varieties, species. And let's see here. Question 46. If you could go back in time to change one thing, what would it be? Wow. If I go back in time to change one thing, what would it be? Well, in my own personal life, whoa, mistakes, right? Man, I would change that. If it were based on a bigger, a more epic scale, then I would definitely um, want to do something like take out Hitler or just do something where so many lives could be spared. Oh, yeah. Question 47. If you could share a meal with any four individuals, living or dead, who would they be? Well, Jesus Christ, Joseph Smith. Um, Let me think here. Adam and Heavenly Father. Those four. They're how do you top? How do you top those four? Yeah. Question 48. How many pillows do you sleep with? I have a pillow. I actually have two pillows. I like to lay on my stomach and I gather the pillows up in my arms and then I like to read. I'll put my phone up next to the headboard and the pillows prop my chest up so that I can kind of my elbows, hit the ground and that's really really comfortable for me. But when I sleep, it's one mypillow.com. I saw the commercial so many times that I bought one. Well, we bought them, my wife and I sleep with that. And that's a comfortable pillow. I do like that one, but just one. Okay, question 49. What's the longest you've gone without sleep and why? Ooh, well, okay. Uh, two times come to mind. The longest time is probably when I traveled to India as a young man, when I was a college student at BYU, traveling with the young ambassadors. Um, when as so we took off from Salt Lake City, and we flew to New York, and then we had a layover, and it was a long layover, and then we flew from New York to London, England, and then we had another long layover, and then we flew from London to Kuwait and had another layover. And when we finally landed in Bombay, Mumbai, India, it had been probably something like 36 hours since I had really crashed. and so that was why. Secondly, is with my current job, I was working a holiday. They give you holiday pay, and the days were opened, the shifts were open, and so I opted to make big money that day, and I worked 3 straight 8-hour shifts. And so I was awake for a full 24 hours, and I was loopy. I only lived 5 minutes away, and it was hard driving home. I was so tired. Anyway, those are 2. And question number 50, and this is the last question. What's the tallest building you've ever been to the top of? Well, that's a good question. I've been to New York City when I was in high school, and I stood at the base of the World Trade Towers, and we looked up all the way to the top. And but then probably the tallest building was the Empire State Building. And I honestly can't remember if we went up on the Chrysler Building, and I'm not sure which one's taller. So unless I did some research, I may not know, but probably the Empire State Building. And I still remember being able to look out at that observatory. It was pretty remarkable. And yeah. So there are 50 questions, and yeah, I hope it's of value. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a good evening.